letter on to the first letter. So we have the letter Jeem, and we said this is the first letter of the set of brothers that looks like a jug of water, a round jug. This one has the dot in the middle, and the name of this letter is Jeem. Jeem. So that's the name of the letter. And we said that an important thing to remember about the names of the letters is that the sound is found in the name. So if you can pronounce the name correctly, you most definitely then can pronounce the sound of this letter. So this letter's name is Jeem. So we know already that the sound of this letter is J. J. Like the J in the Taj Mahal. Can you guys give me some more words with the sound J in it? Can I get some words? Jamal, that's correct. Jim, that's correct. Jump, jug, gene, jug, judge. Can I get some words with the sound in the middle of the word? Jazakallah, there I'm getting Jazakallah. Excellent, Jahan, juggle. I wanted the J sound in the middle or the end of the word. Imagine. Okay, excellent. That's the sound. That's correct. Messenger. Excellent. Hajj. Brilliant. Let's get one more. Bridge. It's that sound. Adjourn. It's that sound. Excellent. So you guys have the sound. It's J. We're going to apply the harakat or the short vowels on in the way that we explained. So very simply, we said there are 3 short vowels. Okay. So the fatha is the name of the first one we said, which has the sort of a skewed dash on top of the letter. And we said that fatha has an a sound. So if the jeem over here has a j sound and the fatha has an a sound, we want to add the j to the a and we get j. Simple as that. With the kasra vowel, we said that if the dash is at the bottom of the letter, right? You don't have to be directly at the bottom. It can be put to the side, either side, doesn't matter. If it's at the bottom of the letter, we are dealing here with the kasra vowel. And the kasra vowel, like we know, has an e sound. So if the jeem is j and the kasra vowel is e, this letter becomes g, right? So the first one is j and this one is g. Excellent. The last vowel, short vowel, is the dhamma, which looks like a kind of like a ribbon that appear on top of the letter. Okay. So if the jeem sound is j and the dhamma sound is u, you want to add the j to the u to get ju. Okay. Simple. I think everyone got that because the letter jeem is actually, it has English, its sound has English equivalents. So whether it be the J, the D, and the J, or the J, D, and G, however you're going to put it, the sound is going to be found in the English language. Let's move on to a slightly more challenging letter. A slightly more challenging letter. This letter over here is the brother of the letter Jeem. And as we can see, you just take the dot away. That was in the middle, no dot. The name of this letter, and here, this is where we will see. Remember, we said that the sound of the letter is found in the beginning of its name. Now listen to the name of this letter. Ha, ha, ha. Right? So clearly this letter don't have an English equivalent. However, if you can pronounce the letter's name, then you can most probably say the sound. So the sound is the right. So very important to note that it's a very clear sound or the flow of air, and not sort of a scratch like the that's a different letter, right? So that's the ha. So for those, I know there might be some people that struggle with the sound. It depends on the language that you speak. It also just depends on whether you take onto the letter as well. So I would say, right, that this sound is kind of like the sound, when you, obviously I don't advise this way, this method of cleaning your glasses, right? But just for the example, when you sort of, that's kind of the sound of the ha. Okay, you guys got that, or do you guys have any more examples with the sound inside of it? Anyone have an example? This is the most difficult letter to pronounce, in my opinion. Yes, I think it's relative, really. Some people struggle with it, some people don't. So bahar, okay, so that's in a word, right? An Arabic word. Okay, we're gonna do kha next. So anyone have any examples? Like, I know some people say, there's another example. They say that when you imagine you drinking a very cold, ice cold lemonade on a scorching hot day. So you're drinking it and then, right? That sound as well, it is the sound of the letter ha. Yes, hasanat is the correct sound, but that's an Arabic word, right? So we don't want to speak about Arabic words yet. We want to see like examples in daily life, just natural sounds, right? That has okay. So if you don't have any examples, let's use that too. The first one is when you're cleaning your glasses, right? And the second one is, you can say when just okay. The second one you can say is when you are sort of when after you drink a cold drink on a scorching hot day, and you sort of do that. Yes, okay, and okay, then we have, these are all words with the H, halal, yes, halal, and not halal. So it's not the H in English. That is why I capitalized the letter. So all the letters that don't have English equivalents, I capitalize. If it has English equivalents, it will be using the small case, right? Right, so not humming, not humming, so that would be the H. There's another letter that's equivalent of the letter H in the English language, the letter in the Arabic language that has an English equivalent of H, right? In this one, it's halal, yes, house, not house. So that is, right? There's a letter called ha in the Arabic language, ha, and in English, house, ha. That's that. But in the, this letter is not the H. That's why I capitalize it. So it's Ahmed, not hat. Right? So hat is the ha. So be careful. This one is right. So picture you're cleaning your glasses and stress it. Or if you are, like I say, you sort of refresh, that refresh sound. Right? Those are the two examples. So what I can say for those who didn't get it as yet, you can use the video that will be uploaded. So not hot as well. It's not the H, right? So you can use the videos to practice and listen and try to get it. Yes, no English H, that's correct, will make this sound, right? That's why I capitalize it, because in transliteration, when you read the word, they're going to use the letter H, right? So you have to be aware of it. Okay, so ha, ha. Okay, let's do it with let's apply the short vowels on there, and we'll see. As long as you got the sound, you can read the letter in any scenario, right? So here we go. So with the fatha vowel, right? So we take the, okay, that's a mistake, right? So it's not the letter J. So it's a H, so it's a, and if we add the it becomes ha, right? And ha, ha. Okay. With the kasra vowel, we have the right, not J, and we add the E, it becomes he, he, he. Okay, excellent. Let's try it with the Dhamma vowel. The Dhamma vowel, you said, has an oo sound. If we take the and we add the oo, it becomes hu, right? So ha, hi, hu, ha, hi, hu. Who got this letter? Who is seriously struggling with this letter? This one is really hard. Okay, whose ha? So the letter ha, whose ha sound a bit like kha, kha? Whose ha sound like that? So let me know that. Okay, right. So look, we can use the in terms of where the letter comes from. We always use that as a last resort, right? Because it can sometimes be a bit of a confusion because not everyone is really in touch with the the basically mouth or how to use it in that way. Okay, so if your ha sounds like ha, it has a bit of a ha, a bit of that roughness, right? It means that the letter is not clear and you're mixing it with a different letter. But the reason for that is most probably because of the another language that you're speaking. For example, I know in Afrikaans, that sound, the sound is very prevalent. So it's very common for Afrikaans speakers, right, to mix that sound with the ha, right? Because when you get the ha, you normally add it in there. Ha, ha, ha. You really, all you need to do, right, is you need a mirror. You need to look at yourself as well, right? And you need to watch your mouth and watch the inside of your mouth, right? And focus on the sound. Try to imitate the sound. There's no other way, right? Because you know how it should sound. You just need to practice, and I promise you, you will get it. I've seen people, many people, in age as well, get this letter after some practice, right? So you have to really focus, right? And try to clear the sound. Don't press too hard. Sometimes, and this is a general rule with pronunciation, when you learn to pronounce a difficult letter, whether it be Arabic, I can't speak for other language, but let's say Arabic for now. Normally, the most difficult letters, right? You need to take it most easy. The harder you try, right, with the difficult letters, the more you're going to get it wrong. That's as a general rule, right? From my experience, right, with the difficult letters, if the more you force it out and press it out, and that is the more you are going to be do it wrong. You need to calm. First thing, you need to be calm, relax yourself, and don't focus on what you're doing wrong immediately. Just try to imitate the sound, right? So you calm and you do it slowly. Ha, ha. And you monitor. If you hear a bit of the come in, then you stop kind of and you start again. Ha, ha. But the key point is to not press too hard because this is what happens, right? So listen to this. Ha, ha, ha. Now what happens when I press harder? Ha, ha. And you see that when it once become exaggerated and emphasized already there's already some quality being lost. The worst case scenario, if you do, right, if you do start very soft and very light, worst case scenario, it will come out like a different letter, like for example, ha, ha. Worst case scenario, it will come out like a ha. But then you take it from there, ha, 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 right? And you guys practice that, and you guys can let me know if anyone is still having challenges with this letter. In the exercises that we'll be doing, the individual letters, send would it be just this letter, right? Or would it be a different letter? You take these letters and you send them as voice notes to the tutor, right? And you ask them, can you listen to this letter? Tell me am I doing it right? How far am I? They'll be more than glad to help you, inshallah. So this comes from the letter comes from the middle of the throat, if you want, technically speaking, right? It comes from the middle of the throat, but I don't like to use that example because most people are not sure really exactly where the throat is, right? So some people think the throat is bottom, middle, top, right? Whereas the throat would be, this would be kind of the middle, right? So the middle of the throat, if that helps you, then let us know, right? Using it in that way. Okay. So I'll post in the group about the tutor again. So let's move on to the next letter, right? Remember, very important, practice the letters that we're discussing today, right? Practice it in the way that in what was discussed. And if you have any challenges, let the tutor know immediately. Someone's asking about the tutor. I will give the details again in the group, inshallah, or you can message me privately. Okay, the next letter is the third brother. So the Jeem, Ha, and then the letter Khaa. Khaa. Right now, you can hear from the name of the letter already that this letter is special in two ways. One way is that this letter don't have an English equivalent, right? So it's that's the sound of the letter. It's the first thing. The second thing about this letter that is special is that you hear I'm saying kind of kha and not kha, like the other letters. Ha, ba, ta, tha, kha. So this letter is unique, but we'll get to that in a moment. We'll speak about the sound. And I don't like this example, and I'm sorry to use it. But if you can't get this letter, you kind of think of like when you are sort of trying to get your sputum out, right? To get a sputum test, and you need to sort of bring out that mucus or the phlegm. That's one way, right? That's one way of having that sound. And gives you an example, if you are speaking Afrikaans, the letter Kha is already in your vocabulary. You can already pronounce this letter. There we go. It's like the G in Afrikaans, like geld. Now I know not everyone in the group is from South Africa. So if this this example don't work for you, right? Then try the other example about the drawing phlegm, right? And here you will feel, right, that the it's, you can say at the top of the throat, close, it's almost inside your mouth, whereas the it feels a bit deeper down, right? Okay. Who is struggling with this letter? Grond, yes. Cleaning throat, yes. But you have to be specific, right? So not like the in that way, right? Obviously, the like, yeah. So it's like the G in Afrikaans, exactly, no difference. Or you just practice the sputum example, right? So the spitting example, that's exactly the sound of the letter Kha, right? So if you're struggling with this letter, do message. I'll send you the tutor's number, because so to help you with this letter, we have to know exactly what you are doing wrong. What exactly are you struggling with, right? Is there anyone else struggling with this letter, or who's good? Okay, who got this? Who got this letter? Who got the sound? Good. Okay. If anyone is struggling with this letter, let me know. Tell me now if you can type what exactly is challenging about this letter, or like what sound is coming out. Okay. 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 So it's only this, only thal. So you are struggling. Yes. So what we'll do is we'll practice it. We will practice it with the vowels, the snorting sound. spitting. Sound like a K when I say it. Khaa, khaa. Okay. So you need to push it further back into your mouth. So instead of khaa, khaa, you need to, so if you're using the back portion of your tongue, try moving backwards and backwards. So khaa, 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 and then until you get to the back, right? Khairu, yes. Okay, let's just try it with the vowels. Khan, yes, not Khan, Khan. Okay, now I'm starting from the letter Dhamma, or from the Dhamma vowel over here. And I'm going, now this is basically, we're going to now start moving in to another topic, which are the full letters. So I want you guys to really take note, inshallah. Okay, so the letter Kha, when we have added Dhamma vowel, which is the U sound, right? So the Kha is the Kh, and the Dhamma is the U. So we're going to add the Kh to the U, and it becomes Khu, right? Khu. It seems quite normal, quite ordinary, nothing special about this letter so far, right? It sounds just like the other letters, like the Ju, Hu, and Khu, right? Ju, Hu, and Khu. If we take the letter Kha with the Kasra, so the Kha, it has the Kh sound, and we add the Kasra, which is the E sound, so we add the Kh to the E, it becomes Khi, right? Khi, Khi, Khi. Nothing extraordinary about so far. So we're Khu and Khi. And what do I mean nothing ordinary? Because it's just like the other letters. So for example, Bu, Tu, Su, Ju, Hu, Khu. Okay. B, T, C, G, Hi, Khi. Quite normal. And I want to use this example given by Muhammad Ashrafi. He says Khalifa. Now this is interesting because the Kha over there has a Fatha vowel. Now normally when we pronounce this word, we say Khalifa, right? Khalifa. But this becomes interesting because when you look at how it's actually pronounced in Arabic, with a Fatha, we have the Kh, and we have a So it should be Kha, like we say Khalifa, right? But it's not like that. It is Kha. It's Kha and not Kha.